is how we can think about, or it's one way that we can think about adding and subtracting integers using a number line now as kind of a model. And on my number line, I've got in the middle kind of a neutral face, kind of corresponds to sort of 0, like a neutral feeling. And let's imagine for a second that the positive direction on the number line is happy. So normally, to the right words is positive on a number line. But let's think of positive as being a happy state. So when I'm positive, I feel good. I feel happy. So when we move in this direction, we're getting happier. Over here on the negative side, over here, that's the sad side. So if I'm feeling sad, I'm going to move this way on the number line. Now, the way I explain this to my students, and I find that it helps, there may be other ways to explain it too, but the way I explain it is, if I'm going to add two positive things, so I say, think of a positive thing in your life that you like, and imagine that I'm going to add more of it. Well, if we add positive things to our lives, or add positives, or plus a positive, that's going to, of course, move us in this direction. It's going to make us feel more happy. And the way that corresponds to math is, imagine this example, plus 3 plus positive 2 equals positive 5. If I was going to show that on the number line, let's say my positive 3 was right around here somewhere. Positive 3 plus positive 2, I'm going to move 2 jumps in the positive direction. I'm going to feel happier. So positive 3 plus 2 equals positive 5. If I'm adding positives like this, if I'm adding a positive to this number, I'm going to move in the positive direction. Okay, so clear that up. We've got adding positives. But let's now imagine that I'm going to add a negative number. When I add a bad thing, so if I give you more of something you don't like, or we add negative things to our lives, we're going to feel worse, and we're going to move in the other direction. For example, positive 3 plus negative 2 equals positive 1. I'm adding a negative. So when I add negatives, of course, that's going to make me feel worse. I'm going to feel more sad. So adding negatives results in the negative movement. Okay, now let's look at subtraction. Think of something that you like cake or cupcakes or puppies, and imagine that I take it away from you. You're going to feel sad. So when I subtract positives, subtracting positives is going to push me down here towards sad in the negative direction on the number line. So similar example to before, positive 3 take away positive 2 gives me positive 1. And we can see that. Again, if I imagine positive 3 is right here, take away 2 positives, well, I'm going to move 2 jumps on the number line in this direction, in the more sad direction. I'm taking away positive things. Subtracting good things is going to make us feel more sad towards the negative side. Finally, here's the one that can really confuse people. When we subtract a negative, taking away a negative. Imagine we're taking away a negative now. This is a little more tricky, taking away a negative. But if we think of it in terms of this model, if you think of something that you don't like, a negative thing, and I take away that negative thing, you're going to feel more happy. So when we subtract negatives, ironically, we move in the positive direction on the number line. If you think about that, I take away a bad thing, we're going to feel more happy or more positive. So positive 3, let's put them on the number line again right about here. Positive 3, take away negative 2 is going to result in a jump 2 ways this way on the number line up to positive 5. So the final result is positive 3 take away negative 2 equals positive 5. So when we minus a minus, it results in a movement towards the positive side here, to the happy side. We're taking away bad things. So I hope that helps you understand which way we're moving on the number line when we add and subtract integers.